Hey there, it's Dusty Thunder again with another AITA story for you. This one is, am I the astronaut for confronting my mother-in-law about going behind my back with my kids? I've been with my husband for a total of 15 years now, married for 2. I moved into his family's house with him when we were both 16 and developed a close relationship with his mom. Okay. Wow. So close to the point that I even call her mom. My husband has an older sister and a younger brother. His younger brother is married, but me and his wife never got along. We've had a lot of issues in the past, years ago, and it got really bad to the point where my husband and I moved out of his parents' house and cut off contact with everyone. Fast forward to present time. His brother's wife had tried to make amends with me multiple times over the years since it's been years and we both have kids now, like buying me and my husband and our kids gifts for Christmas, reaching out via my mother-in-law, etc. But I wasn't having any of it and refused to have contact with her, or allow my kids to have any contact with her, or allow my kids to have any contact with her kids. She has 3. My mother-in-law hates, all caps, that we don't get along, and that every holiday she has to have 2 celebrations since she can't just have everyone together. She tried to stay neutral and not take sides, but it's obvious that she just wants her family to be together again. My 5 female and 1 female daughters stay with my mother-in-law from Monday through Friday while my husband and I work. They're at my mother-in-law's house more than they're at ours. A few days ago, my eldest daughter was talking to me about her week with grandma. She said she and her sister met some new friends this week and started giving me the names of her 3 cousins, the ones we don't speak to. Apparently, my mother-in-law went to visit my brother-in-law and his wife and their kids and took my kids with them, since they're with her all the time. Mother-in-law never mentioned this to me at all, and I presume wasn't planning on telling me. So I confronted my mother-in-law and asked why she did this and didn't tell me. She explained that it's been over 10 years and she's sick of keeping her grandkids away from each other and having this divide in the family. She said the fact that her sons don't speak has been killing her for years, and that she doesn't think it's fair that my kids and my brother-in-law's kids have never met due to some stupid drama that happened years ago. I told her I don't want my kids having anything to do with my brother-in-law, his wife, or their kids, and that she needs to respect this or I will find someone else to leave my kids with during the week. She was obviously upset about this. I was talking to my sister-in-law, husband's older sister, and my niece about this, and to my surprise, they think this is kind of an asshole move on my part. They said that they don't think it's fair that my kids won't ever get to build a relationship with their cousins due to some drama that happened over 10 years ago. They also said my mother-in-law is doing my husband and I a favor by watching our kids Monday through Friday without getting paid a cent, and that I shouldn't give her such a hard time. Was this an asshole move on my part? Edit, I couldn't fit an explanation due to the word count, but the drama that occurred between my sister-in-law and I was that she used to constantly talk shit about me and make comments behind my back. One day, I overheard her talking shit about me to my mother-in-law and confronted her. She tried to deny what she said and played that victim. Ever since then, I cut ties with her and my brother-in-law and want nothing to do with them. My mother-in-law has always tried to stay neutral. Okay, first few comments on this story are, you're the asshole. You expect to control your mother-in-law's activities 5 to 7 days a week while she raises your kids. You need to accept that when you have someone else doing that much parenting on your behalf, you won't approve of everything that happens. If you expect that she would never see her other grandchildren on any of the other 250 days a year she raises your children, you're out of your mind. Do find other arrangements, because I seriously doubt it will work out for you. This is what I thought. This woman is an entitled ingrate. Also, what do the kids have to do with anything? Very odd, immature behavior. She owes her mother-in-law big time. Mother-in-law did not talk to her about it. Mother-in-law knew it would be a problem. Mother-in-law took her kid somewhere without her knowing about it. No, people don't do this. Yes, mother-in-law is doing too much for OP, but instead of talking with her, and it sounds like they've had this discussion and OP said no, she went behind her back because she thinks she gets to decide things for OP's children. OP is allowed to be upset. Oh, this one is complicated. Oh my goodness. So the beef between OP and brother-in-law's wife shouldn't involve the kids. She constantly talked shit and then played the victim and denied it. But rifts can be rifts. And when you go no contact with someone and apply that to your whole family and her wishes were known, grandma knew what the boundaries were and ignored them. So there's 2 ways to look at this here. There's one way that says that's a bullshit reason to be mad and to say that your kids can never meet their cousins. Get over yourself. That's one way to look at this. The other way to look at this is there were clear boundaries communicated. Grandma ignored those boundaries and took the kids somewhere where she knew they weren't supposed to go. Regardless of the motivating factors for that, there were boundaries that were ignored, and they didn't talk about it ahead of time. She took the kids somewhere where she knew their mother didn't want them to go. So on one side of this coin, we've got OP's an asshole because it's a stupid reason to be mad and to not let your kids meet their cousins. On the other side of this coin, we've got it doesn't matter why she's mad. She had boundaries, and Grandma ignored them. This isn't everyone sucks here because punishing your children and punishing your brother-in-law's children because of some petty drama that happened a long time ago and not allowing them to form relationships and making them strangers throughout their entire lives is ill-advised. It's definitely an overreaction, but you had boundaries, and Grandma ignored those. Grandma straight up ignored the boundaries that she very well knew existed there. She didn't tell you about it because she knew you'd be mad about it. I don't know how she thought you weren't going to find out about it, or she just took the come what may path, and this is where you're at. But everyone does suck here. Everybody sucks. At what level does everyone suck? This will be an interesting one. Okay, so this would be the part where, for enforcing this family divide in a very Targaryen style on her children, forcing her mother-in-law to comply with this, let's go ahead and say OP here is an ascon too. Definitely should not have done that. Shouldn't punish your kids for some petty drama that happened between you and their mom. You're causing a generational divide now. Does the punishment fit that crime? Not really. Now, where's Grandma? For knowing what the boundaries were and clearly ignoring them. She has some noble motivating factors for doing what she did, but it doesn't matter. She took someone else's kids somewhere they're not supposed to be, and she knew damn well that was the case. Ignored those boundaries. She is a 2 as well. We've got a whole family of 2s here. Everybody just screwing everybody over here. Everybody. Man, it's not a family reunion or a family event you want to be a part of, is it? I understand from Grandma's point of view, having to do 2 Christmases, 2 Thanksgivings, 2 Easters, like everything. It would be so aggravating, especially if you were watching one of those sets of kids Monday through Friday during the day. That would be very aggravating, but she needs to keep advocating and advocating and advocating to try to get this changed. She can't just go rogue. We got a rogue Grandma! She can advocate, but she has to communicate that. Clearly ignoring the boundaries and doing something that she knew was wrong is shocking, wrong.